What does the Tiranga mean to you?
So Tiranga means the world to me. To me, Tiranga is the greatest symbol of our nation. We take a lot of pride in being able to contribute to the nation building. Soon, I think in the next 3-4 years, we'll be the third largest economy.
I'm going to have to renew my gym membership after hearing you, but jokes.
More than gym, I think you have to pay more attention on what we eat, what we put inside this temple called body. I feel that in 2047, we should be, all happy, prosperous, and proud.
Hello and welcome to the Steel of India podcast series brought to you by Jindal Steel. This is where we're going to give voice to ideas and stories that are shaping the future of our nation. My name is Sheetal. I'm your host on this series. And on this special first episode, I'm delighted to tell you that we're going to explore a very powerful idea, India at 100. And this is going to be a story that unfolds in the voice of our special guest. We're here to tell you the story through the lens of not just leadership, but also nation building with Mr. Naveen Jindal, Chairman Jindal Steel. And because he is one of the leading voices of not just the industry, but of the nation itself, we're going to look to him to understand his vision for the year 2047. There are several elements already in the picture, but I'm going to fill in some color. He is, as you're aware, an industrialist who has, steered the organization through some pretty challenging times into success, a member of parliament. He's also an avid sportsperson, having represented India at the international arena in shooting. He's also a proud patriot. And this I don't want any one of us to gloss over, because if today we can all unfurl our flag in our homes, and I think we're getting ready to do that because Independence Day is around the corner, or wear it like a badge on our chest to demonstrate our pride in our nation, it is because of him. And that is the sort of determined, resolute, and inspired thinker and doer that we have with us today. And also a very patient person, because I think you've sat through a long introduction. Thank you so much, Mr. Jindal. It's a delight to have you flag off this conversation, no pun intended.
So thank you, Sheetal. Thank you for a very kind introduction.
And you are the best person to tell us about this idea of India at 100, right? I remember just about a year ago, I was talking to a historian who's an expert in the democracy. And I asked him to recreate this specific time. 9 a.m., 15th of August, 1947. And just talking about it gives me, goosebumps, because you think that everybody's out on the streets celebrating. And I'm thinking the 100th anniversary should be kind of like that, right? So in your imagination, what do you hope for India in 2047?
Okay, so I feel that in 2047, we should be a developed country.
Yeah.
Viksit Bharat.
Right.
Right? So developed country means we should be developed in every sense of the word.
Right.
So we should be all happy, prosperous, and proud. So we have a long way to go.
Right.
A long way to go. We have to work very hard to be able to achieve that. Right. But we are on the right path. So we are already the 4th largest economy in the world. Okay, and soon, I think in the next 3-4 years, we'll be the 3rd largest economy. We have a very large population and lots of millions of people who do not have the basic amenities. So we have to ensure that all these benefits, all the development reaches the last person in the row, last person in the queue. So if we do that, then I think we'll be able to be, all of us can be proud that yes, in 100 years of our independence, we have achieved a lot, and people of our country are happy. They can be what they want to be. They can do what they want to do. and they are all taking pride in calling this land their motherland.
Right.
They all feel proud, they are happy, they are prosperous, and they feel that it's their land and they can do what they want to do, they can be what they want to be, and they can realize all their dreams
Right.
in India,
Yeah.
in Bharat.
In Bharat. I love that that word has come into the conversation. But, I'm going to bring you into Jindal Steel. Now, this is for everybody who's watching us from Jindal Steel, because you already know that you are playing a big role, but I want him to say it over here, because when we paint a picture or when we write the story of India at 100, Jindal Steel clearly has a role to play there, right?
Yeah.
How do you see us contributing to the Viksit Bharat, self-reliance, to being future ready?
So Jindal Steel has been playing an important role in the last 4 decades that it has been around. And so Jindal Steel has produced products which nobody else has. Okay, we brought for the first time, we started to produce parallel flange beams in the country in large sizes. We started to make the longest rails. We started to make asymmetrical rails and hundreds of such products for the first time.
Right.
So steel is the backbone of any country, and especially when we have to build infrastructure in a country, and when we have to do a lot of infrastructure, lots of houses, lots of rail lines, lots of ports. So steel is a basic ingredient that goes into it.
Right.
So we at Jindal Steel, we with a with a workforce of more than 50,000 people, we take a lot of pride in being able to contribute to the nation building. So we are making about 9.6 million tons of steel, and in a year's time from now, we'll have a capacity of more than 15 million tons of steel. And I hope by 2047, we will be producing more than 30 million tons of steel by 2047. And when India, the target is to produce 300 million ton steel capacity by 2030,
Right.
and 500 million ton steel capacity by 2047. So we hope to play a very important role in this journey, and be able to supply in the country products which are required, products that would make lives better, high quality steel, green steel, low emission steel. So we've always been a leader in the products that we make, and we want to continue to do that.
Yeah. You brought up green steel. I was saving that question for later, and I think I will save it for later, because, see, from Jindal Steel, I want to come to the larger industry, the Indian steel industry. And for this, our viewers, of course, understand the geopolitical climate that we are currently seeing or witnessing a reset in, whether it's supply chain, shifting, or whether it is regional alliances evolving, and certainly this increased focus on industrial self-reliance, especially for an economy like ours, right? So who better than you to ask this question? How do you see the Indian steel industry position itself in the context of this landscape? And what role can we play on the global stage as India marches towards 100?
Okay, so I'm sure all of you already know that India is the second biggest producer of steel in the world. It's something we can all be very proud of. Today also, the per capita steel consumption in India is just over 100 kg per person per annum, and the world average is more than 230 kgs. So I'm sure in the coming years, the steel consumption is going to grow, because as we develop, as we become more prosperous, the steel consumption is bound to grow. And like all the geopolitical scenarios that have evolved, people realize that making steel is not only important, but it is strategic to any country. So in a large country like India, it's very important that we be absolutely self-reliant. So India is today also, I would say, in more than 95% cases, 95% of steel grades, we are able to produce in India, because the Indian steel industry is quite new, and we have adopted the latest technology, and we are making highest grades of steel. So Indian steel industry, I think all Indians can be very proud of.
Absolutely. And thank you for that articulation of pride, because sometimes in this daily grind of life, right, we are unable to see where we are and how we are contributing to the bigger picture. And speaking of contributions, sustainability. We've been talking about this for decades now, but in the last few decades, the word environmental or social has moved from quietly, being a choice to being a very loud imperative. Now you can't think or imagine a future without this being at the center of the conversation. Sure. But then again, the steel industry and even Jindal Steel, how are we intending to balance this need, urgent need, I should say, for decarbonization with our responsibility to communities and to creating livelihoods that are meaningful here and now, but also going to be future ready? How are we going to do this fine balancing act?
Okay, so whatever we do at Jindal Steel, we do it very responsibly and sustainably. So obviously we take very good care of the environment in all that we do, whether it is mining activities, whether it is production. We are adopting the most modern technologies, latest technologies, environment-friendly technologies. And going forward, we want to cut down our emissions. And for that, we are massively investing in green energy. That is through solar electricity, through wind energy, and then green hydrogen. So we are investing in all these technologies and also seeing throughout the process, how can we make it more efficient? How can we make it, how can we make it a smaller carbon footprint? We are going to try to be net zero. It's not easy to do that, but we are going to try to achieve that. So, which is, I believe, is very important. And along with making steel, wherever we have our steel plants, we have schools.
Yeah.
And I think we are the only steel company in the country which operates not one but two universities. We have a world-class university in Haryana, in Sonipat, which is been built in the memory of our founding chairperson, Shri O.P. Jindal. So it's called O.P. Jindal Global University in Sonipat, which has around 15,000 students and has been rated for many years in a row now as being the number one private university, number one private law school, and in all other schools also, whether it is business school, school of international affairs, school of public policy, all the schools are doing very well, something we're very, very proud of. And we started another university in Chhattisgarh, again, O.P. Jindal University, which is an engineering university. So, and now, along with engineering universities, we are also paying a lot of attention on skill development, because educated people, they still have choices of going to many universities. But we also want to go to the youth. There is a large number of youth in the country which wants opportunity. But opportunity is there for people who have skills. If you have a skill, there is no dearth of opportunity. Today also it's very difficult to find skilled people in any industry. So we are going to make the best skilling institutes in the country in Haryana, in my constituency Kurukshetra, and then in Odisha and Chhattisgarh, Raigad in Chhattisgarh.
Right.
So we are taking it up very, very seriously of skilling the youth. And we have a target to skill more than 10,000 youth every year through all these institutes. And not only skilling the youth, but we would also be training the trainers. So these trainers in turn would train thousands of other youth. So this is, I think, is need of the hour, and the government also is very committed to this cause. And so are we at Jindal very committed to empowering our youth through skilling them, empowering them, so that they can stand on their own feet. Not necessarily they have to go and work for somebody else. They could start by standing on their own feet, start their own ventures, and be successful at that.
Some great ideas you've given us, Mr. Jindal, with respect to entrepreneurship as well, because I think every one of us has that small fire saying that someday I will do something on my own. But you also said, but you spoke about commitment, being committed to skilled youth and workforce and creating opportunities for them. There's another thing you are personally very committed to, and that is fitness. And we've seen you, talk about it, and we admire you for that in the context of focus, discipline, mental reliance, and all of these things are required of a nation that is also moving towards, in my opinion, the 100th anniversary. How would you contextualize this for us? Why is it important to be fit as a person, as an institution, as a planet, if we are to be successful in 2047?
Okay, to be successful anywhere, for any event, anything, obviously have to be fit. In terms of a country, you have to be efficient. In terms of an organization, you can call it being fit, you can call it being efficient. So obviously that's the basic, because the world is a very competitive place, and only the fittest survives. That's the law of the jungle, right? That's what we've been taught from the beginning. So you have to be very, very fit personally, because like you say, a healthy mind resides only in a healthy body. So same is of institutions in India. All our institutions in India, they have to be very fit, agile. And with the changing times, we have to keep changing ourselves, keep evolving ourselves. As a company also, we have to keep on adopting new technologies. We have to keep on retraining our people, and we reorganizing our processes, keep on getting better. And only as a country, when all the parts of the country, all of us together, when we are fit, can we succeed as a country. So to succeed as a country, to do really well in this very competitive world, all of us have to come together, work in a spirit of cooperative endeavor to make this happen.
I'm going to have to renew my gym membership after hearing you, but jokes.
More than gym, I think you have to pay more attention on what we eat, what we put inside this temple called body.
What is your, since you brought that up, right? What is your go-to? I know you were having lunch before we recorded this, and I was thinking, what could he possibly would be? Salads or something very healthy?
No, just eating normal, Ghar ka Indian food. And I avoid wheat. So I was eating bajre ki roti. So I try to eat more and more millets,
right,
rather than wheat and rice.
Right.
Don't have much of sugar. Sugar is a killer.
Ooh,
We all addicted to sugar and desserts. So sugar is something that one should avoid.
Right.
And I think rest is normal, and eating early in the night.
Yeah, all very good habits.
And exercising, of course. You have to exercise also.
I was hoping just to focus on the eating part, and this will take care.
I mean, 75% is eating, but you have to have a very active lifestyle.
Yeah.
And be moving around and exercising. Yeah. Because if we keep exercising, we feel better about ourselves. Our bodies feel more energetic.
Right. Are you very spiritual as well? Do you spend some time meditating? I know I hear a lot of leaders like yourself having to obviously de-stress and all of that. Is that your go-to thing?
So, no, my go-to thing is to do sports. So I'm an active sports person. So I love to ride. I love to play polo. So that is a de-stressor for me.
Right.
And then preparing for it also. So it's a everyday thing. I have to train for it. I have to prepare for it. Yeah. So I love exercising, and so that's a de-stressor for me.
Right.
So it's kind of difficult for me to stay quiet, be in a place. But yeah, that's a very good, I've tried it many times.
Right.
So I do keep on, I do pranayam.
Yes.
I practice pranayam, and so to sit by yourself, you can call it meditation, you can call it sitting quietly by yourself,
right,
spending time with yourself, or whatever different words people want to call it.
Correct.
That's a good practice too.
Yeah. So Anulom Vilom, start doing that and you will be as glowing and happy as Mr. Jindal over here. But you've given advice for fitness and general well-being, right? Leaders, new times require, or new milestones require new ways maybe of leading, right? Is there some advice that you will give next generation leaders on how they can be transformative, either for themselves or the people that they're serving?
Okay, so I think that nowadays the youngsters, they're very intelligent by themselves. They're very knowledgeable. They have all the knowledge that they want at their fingertips. They know how to utilize the technology to get whatever knowledge that they want. So they just have to realize that they have to be responsible to build the country of their dreams. Whatever they want, they just cannot wish that everything should be given to them on a platter. So they have to work for it. When they have to work for it, they should see what they want. Obviously, everybody Every person thinks whatever best they can contribute, and they do that. So similarly, the youth of today, they have much more opportunities than what the youth had, I would say, 20 years back or 30 years ago. Because today there's a lot more opportunity for everyone. There are a lot more avenues for the youth today. So they must make the most of it, be sincere, work hard, and and realize their dreams.
Right. Leadership lessons as well. We've got it now. Our bag is full of, I think, learnings from Mr. Jindal. It's time to remember. I had made a promise. I hope you're going to help me deliver on that promise, saying that we will paint a slightly more vivid picture of you as a person. A lot of people already know of your contribution to our ability to wear the flag now, right? But tell us, it is something that you began when you were very young, right? It takes a different kind of conviction. What does the Tiranga mean to you?
So Tiranga means the world to me. To me, Tiranga is the greatest symbol of our nation. And I believe when a person displays the national flag, one rises above one's religious affiliations, political affiliations, and just shows that one is a proud Indian, and the flag always reminds us of our duties towards our country.
Yeah. And speaking of duty, there is something, a legacy that you're carrying on. And I thought I had to ask you, because all of us look to someone in our lives as a source of inspiration, as a source of guidance even. And I'm sure your own father, we are in fact, placed a book that is in his memory right here. And therefore he is part of this podcast in more ways than you actually know. What have you taken on from him that you want to pass on further as well?
So, well, we've learned and taken a lot of inspiration from my father, and so whatever I've been able to do in my life, it has been drawing inspiration from him. So he has been my hero, and he always taught us that a brave dies only once, and the coward dies many times. So we must believe in what we are doing, and we must fight for the right cause.
Thank you so much for sharing that lesson. And now your father's lesson will be part of our, I'd say, soul as well. Now, this one is going to be a little difficult because it requires you to do some time travel. You have to go to your 25-year-old self. You have to and you have to look at yourself from there. Okay. And you have to see either yourself or the world that we live in. And you have to tell me what surprises you.
What surprises me now, or what would have surprised me 25 years back, of what situation I'm in now?
If you're a 25-year-old young man yourself, you're looking at yourself now and saying, Are, have you done this? How did you manage that? That sort of thing.
So I would just say that I would be really, really surprised, because God has been really, really kind. God has given me probably maybe, 100 times or 1,000 times more than I ever imagined. It's not about desiring. I didn't even desire much, but I couldn't even imagine, what God has, given us. So I'm really grateful to God, and grateful to this wonderful thing called life.
We could not have asked for a perfect start to the Steel of India podcast series, Mr. Jindal, and I really must thank you, because several lessons, you as an individual are a source of inspiration, certainly as a leader, and we wanted to make an attempt to lead people on that path where they go back and introspect about what they can do so that we are at India at 100, 2047, and having a blast, celebrating on the streets of all our cities and having fun. Thank you so much for...
So I just again... to me, an event is not very important. Say 15th August, Independence Day. That say some people believe in displaying the flag only on the 15th of August, or we should be talked about 2047. That we should be enjoying or celebrating on the streets on 15th August of 2047. No.
Not important.
No. Every day is important. Because every day, today is the first day of rest of our lives.
Right.
So I believe in enjoying every day. So it's not only the destination, that we should not be happy or joyous only when we reach the destination, or when we achieve something. No, the journey has to be beautiful.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens 20 years later, 22 years later, right?
Right.
So right now, this moment is important.
Yeah.
So this moment we have to be happy, we have to be doing the right things.
Right.
When we're doing the right things, So doing the right things must make us very happy. And we must enjoy every moment of this blessing, this gift called life.
Right.
So, and if we do that, then automatically, reaching the destination also becomes better, happier,
Yeah.
and we have better chances of being able to do that.
Yeah. And I want to leave this podcast on a happy kind of note. You've already, given us the happy word over here. But what right now is making you really happy? What is making Mr. Naveen Jindal happy as we speak?
Talking to Shitul makes me very happy. I'm very happy to be talking to you and sharing with all the audiences and your spectators who are watching me. So it's just like every moment is important, and every moment is a blessing from God. So we must cherish every moment.
Thank you so much for being part of the podcast.
Okay, thank you, Shiv.